Hello, Mike. JC here. Going to show you some of these resources that we have in Enhanced Web Assign. What I did was got into the student view so you can see what the student sees, and I'll show you that. So from your home where you have your courses laid out, excuse me, I have all my courses here. And if I want to see the student view, I just hit Open Student View. And then they have their classes as well. And I am in TCC Sandbox 270. And so this is what the student will see. I created a current assignment for them. Here is their book. I have the Larson Applied Calc Book 9th edition. Personal study plan. And this is where they can hone in on different materials and also take quizzes to get ready for an assessment you might have. Any parts where they're weak, for instance, if I click in differentiation, they can take a practice quiz, and it'll also generate a tutorial for them. That tutorial gives them access to those watchets that you asked about. So if I get into the tutorial and click watch it for that specific one, then we have access to that watch it video.
Find the derivative of the function. In this case, the function is given by h of x equal to 2 times x to the 5th. And in order to find the derivative,
so a great way for professors to use this particular particular mode is, okay, we're getting ready to have a quiz on differentiation. I would like for you all to go to your personal study plan. You can either take the practice quiz or go through the tutorial first, and that's something you could assign. Okay, chapter 2.2, some rules for differentiation. We have the practice quiz, and then the tutorial. If the students do take a practice quiz, it'll generate their own personal tutorial for levels that they're weak. So that is one way we can access the watch it videos. Okay, if I go back and I'm here, like you said in our conversation before, if I click resources, this will take you to Dana's videos for those particular sections that the students have access to. But let's get into the assignment so you can also see the watch its. So we'll see the homework we have here. I think I did 6 or 7 questions. Yep. And what I also did was included a way that you can incorporate some other textbooks into your course. For instance, I have Larson Applied Calc. So for this particular problem, let x equal 5. Student doesn't know it. They can click read it, and it takes them to the U-book in that particular section. And then within there, you have an access to the tutorial about that. So they can prepare for the tutorial on differentials. Different prep tests. They can go through and work those assignments. Another part of the tutorial is studying the concept, which gives them a guided, voiced over
You have already learned that the derivative of y equals f of x with respect to x can be denoted by dy over dx. But there are advantages to using dy and dx as separate quantities whose ratio dy over dx equals f prime of x. Let y equals f of x represent a differentiable function. The differential of x, denoted by dx, is any non-zero real number. The differential of...
So this particular tutorial will go through that concept, and this is separate from what a Dana Mosley video would be, or also a watch it. It's set up in more of a lab type setting where the student can get in, study the concept, finding differentials, using marginal analysis, and then how do they apply the concepts to real life after they've gone through. So it really creates a lab setting for them, and these are also assignable. So they can go through and apply that to life and also check their answer and see a hint. And then of course we have the video here, which takes us to Dana's video. Alright, so all I did in that homework was click read it for that particular question. If I wanted to watch it, then the student has access to that watch it video for that particular problem.
Let x be equal to 2 and complete the table for the function y is equal to x to the 5th power.
So these first two are from Larson's Applied Calc, 9th edition. I added this differentiation problem from Larson's Calc book that you already have. So the student would click read it, and instead of opening up the Applied Calc book, which is what was adopted for that course, they're actually opening Larson's calculus book if you wanted to assign any problems in that book where you thought it may do a better job. And then as you notice, the students have access to all of that media as well, even though you didn't adopt that book. So very powerful basic differentiation. So we're in chapter 2, I think, or 3, excuse me, 2. So there's animations, concepts, and then try-its that you have access to as well. So even though we didn't adopt the Larson book, Calc book for this course, if one of these topics are better explained, you still are not limited. You have access to these resources within your course. And then lastly, here's the TAN book. Again, find a differential of the function, click read it. It takes me to TAN's new edition. Same resources that you have for the Larson book as well. There's access to chapter 1's media, chapter 2. Again, a lot of the same, could be the same videos that you have for, as far as Professor Mosley, but you also have access to that ebook as well. And then a particular watch it for that concept.
Find the differential of the function f of x.
One thing the students like about the watch it, they can fast forward and get to where they need to be. So for instance, they may understand this step, may not understand that step,
3x
and they're
squared
able to
minus 1
scan ahead and watch
dx.
that. So just to recap real quick, we used an assignment that incorporated other books, and you can see how you have those books and those resources, which is pretty powerful. You also saw how to access the watch-its within the assignment. And then also within your book, so if I go to my home as a student and come back, that personal study plan that is enabled allows you access to the watch-its as well. And this is pretty powerful in helping students practice and get ready for assessments, because they can do the quizzes or go ahead and work through and look at the tutorials that they have. So it even tees those up. I hope that was helpful for you, and I'll try to share this as well with the other professors. Take care, Mike.